Hi, I'm Paulo from Tupan Games, and we are here today to talk about environments, sometimes called architecture. We keep changing, I'm changing with the keyboard. And you can see there are several to choose. However, you can create your own. And that's what we will do today. Now, I have a very big map here with two pieces, very big ones. And let's look at this more closely, shall we? So, okay. You see, this is a very detailed floor. Very detailed. And if you look at it, you will see that there's no repetition, real repetition. It seems to extend infinitely. Now, let's remove everything and start from scratch. Okay. We have a blank, literally, area to work with. So I will start with the first one. Just get it back. And reset the tile size, reset everything. Okay. We will just choose a pattern. Perhaps this one. Okay. It's a beautiful pattern. It's a rock pattern. However, it clearly has a lot of repetition because it's a seamless pattern and it stands infinitely. But we have an ugly repetition here. How can we get rid of this? Let's add an extra pattern just like this one. It's the same. So this time I'll reset this, I'll reset rotation, reset brightness, reset everything. Okay, now I will turn this off and turn this on. Not surprisingly, we have something equal. However, if we increase the tile size and rotate it and mix both of them, we need to reset a little linear brightness just to get the right amount of color. Well, I've adjusted some parameters and I think we got a nice result here. Okay, not much repetition, everything changes differently. And we have a very interesting rock. And if you got closer, it's very detailed. See? Now, we can put several patterns over it. I told you, I am not an artist. This one. Oh, now that's better. Now we have very interesting, but this is when you have, if you want, this is not a tile size. You can change tile size here. Okay, a tile size of 300 makes it a 10-foot pattern. This is not a pattern to be used in games, it's just a pattern, but sometimes you may say, okay, but I want this internal color to be different. See here. If you put black on it, it will look interesting, but maybe you want to white it or another color. Again, I am not an artist. I am sure people will find here, I like it, better way to do it. But the point being, you can create your own floor in walls. Now, how can I use this in the game? Because we are at the environment editor. We are not at the game, the map creator. Well, you just save it, just like any other file. You can save environment. It has an mdenv extension, and let's call this tutorial floor. Tutorial environment, because it's not the floors only. We will change the wall soon. Tutorial env. When we go back here, we did not change this, but now if you press P, now you have here our tutorial env. Everything I did relates to the floor because here I was editing the floor. Now I will edit the wall. You have a set of parameters just like the floor. It's the same, but there are applied only to walls. And we have a relief here. Let's start blank. I'm using just this part. So everything is resetted. Tile size is 300. 300 is important. 300 means this is the original 1x1 tile size. So this is the original size. Okay, let's change the wall pattern. We will be adding more patterns here very soon. This one looks good. Not bad. Not bad. Now, it looks like fake because it's has no textures on it, but we can change that. I like this one. That's why I put it first. I will stick with it. Okay. Now let's see how it will look. Well, I like it. I really do. Now, interesting. We can make it less invasive, perhaps. Being no, not white. Black, but not too. Yeah. Yeah. Good. No. I think it's already great. I think we should put a hint of green on it. And now I can choose the color. What it's a hint of green. I am not an artist. Okay. Well, I am sure people will do better than myself. But I think you are now getting the idea of how much we can do with these simple parameters. Now let's try to do something very different. Let's blend two very different things and see how it goes. Well, first get rid of this. Second, put another kind of this and use a little brightness. Okay. Now, I will choose this one. It's a very colorful one. And I will choose too much. Perhaps here. Okay. No, we are very interesting, but no, I want to blend to here, perhaps. Okay. Now we are getting there. We have this, and we have this. Too bright. Okay. Now, again, we may rotate it a little and change tile size. It's important. So repetition is wrong. And now we have our main mix. Is now we need linear brightness, because if not, nothing is. I was with a green color. Now I have something very unique here. It's kind of a marble, whatever it is. Maybe we have put a pattern over it. Not this one. Yeah. Well, that's different. That's very different. But it looks interesting. Interesting. And again, we can change colors and so on. You can do much with this kind of things. Well, let's save this as a new name, tutorial M1. So we have both there. And when now that I reported the bug, please see the video on the bug section. We can use our created environment. Just like this, you select any piece you want. Let's go near it. You got it. Let's select a floor also. Floors here. Great. And you just press P to get to the properties and choose here in the architecture environment. This is the first we created, and this is the second, and that's it. Okay, if you want to change the entire dungeon, just select it all. Now, this can be very interesting because you can, of course, select only parts of your dungeon to be changed. So if you use this wisely, you can achieve very interesting effects and atmospheres for your game. One very interesting thing about environments is that they kind of glue themselves to other assets without worrying about it. You just, oh, let's put this like this, okay? And you see that you got a nice, even if you put it in sideways, you always try to accommodate itself in order to have a seamless wall. You can use curved walls. Like this one. And you will notice that everything is fine. The same goes for floors.